Nordic thing would cause that kind of a spike. So it has to be the 727. When they posted it was a minute later, and that's Trump posts 80% tariff on China. Seems right.
All right, we're going to start the session now, George.
Yeah,
Thank
okay,
you.
very good.
Thank you. All right. Wagwan, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. It is Friday, May 9th. We are live at the New York Stock Market morning session. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining us. Okay. We were just trying to figure out what was going on around 6 or 7:26 when we had this very large candle right here that opened. We opened up and went straight up, it looks like, and then straight down in a flash. But we're not sure what exactly that news was. So George was trying to figure it out, but could have been something Trump said, perhaps. It seems a likely scenario about the China tariffs, perhaps. But in any case, quite the move that jolted the NAS, and I'm sure S&P, probably the dollar as well at that same time. Let's just see
the dollar was affected
S&P.
too.
US dollar was also affected the same way. It went up and down. So quite interesting. Very interesting there. Okay, so let me take a quick look. There wasn't really no red news there's no red news today, just in Canada. So no red news in the
Canada
US.
is the red news today. Really.
Yeah, and British and Britain. But there is some FOMC members. There are some FOMC members speaking today at 10 and 11:30. And the Waller speaker is a bit of orange news, so perhaps something there. But that's about it. All right. And that would be at 11:30. Okay, so I'll just take a quick look at the US dollar versus the euro, and the US dollar is on top. We have a weak US dollar currently. We have a strong euro currently. So a little bit of weakness in the US dollar is the takeaway. All right, so
Lennox, one comment on the dollar is that yesterday we finally got over $100, which is, I look at it as parity. We have been in the $99 area for quite a few days, and it finally started getting positive. And it still is above 100, not by much, but it still is.
It probably won't be there for too long because we're in an otherwise downward channel here, and we looks likely that we're going to continue going down. So back down below $1.
I have it in a wave 4 right now on my 1 hour chart. So to me, it looks like it should be turning up at some point, after it finishes its wave 4, but.
Well, I'm looking at the daily chart of the dollar, and we are in a wave 4 on a daily. You can see here. So the next likely move, we could go up one more time here perhaps, but the likely scenario is that we're coming back down to take out these lows here. So let's drop down to the 4 hour and we'll see. So in the 4 hour, again, we're inside a very large.
That looks like the wave 4 coming down, or that's a huge wave 4 there too. But I was taking it from the right-hand most bottom one.
Yes, so
One,
you can
two,
see that
three,
from the higher
four.
time frame, we're inside a channel this way.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're looking at just the last leg that I just drew here, then we have a 1-2 here, and yes, we'd be in a fourth wave at this point. We would be looking for one more push up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I was at on
right.
the 1 hour.
In the long term, we're heading down, but in the short term, we're heading down right now in the short term here.
Yeah.
In the long term, we're heading down as well, but overall here we're in a short term move to the downside, but we could go back up one more time.
Yeah.
That's a total possibility. But right now we're in a downward, weak mode downside. So until we turn around and start pushing back up, the US dollar is essentially in weakness. You can see on the 15-minute, we're here and we're chopping up in here and looking to continue down for a little bit anyways.
Do you see a 1, 2, 3 bottom on the 1 minute dollar?
The 1 minute, let's see. So I'm on the 15 right now. We're in a downward mode. So on the 5 minute, we're in a downward mode.
Yep.
And so I don't think we're done to going down as yet. So on the 1 minute, we can see this move here, which is in line.
I think we're another just in drop. Wave
so
four
we're in a fourth wave here.
Yeah.
So I would expect another drop, Peter. It's the same thing that we looked at on the daily, essentially.
Right.
And the 4 hour.
Okay.
That makes sense? That you see that?
Yeah, I just get mesmerized by 1, 2, 3s.
Yes, and of course, you can play that, but you take a risk playing that. It's we kind of expect a movement up, however, but it might be short-lived. So we could see price coming back down again quite quickly here. So this is more of a sell than a better play is a sell rather than a buy here.
Okay, I see that. Thank you.
But you can see you could have made money with that. Even a quick move, you can make money because you do have a 1, 2, 3. But if you know that you're in a fourth wave, this is a very risky play in the sense that we're not positively sure that we're going to go up, how high up we're going to go. And of course, they can go up high. They can go up here. That's the trickiest part of this, that they can come up into this area, which we don't really want to see them do, but they can.
They may not.
Looks like we might turn at this point and come back.
They may not give us a wave 5.
It's possible also that we don't get the breach of this low, but it looks likely that we're going to do that in this case.
I agree.
So we can check on it again. Check on it again in a few minutes here and see how it does, maybe by the open. All right, so that's the US dollar. So the NAS, I'm going to go to the daily, the same kind of thing on the daily. I took all my markings off. I remember I had a possibility that we could be coming back down, and it looks like the dollar as well. You notice that it's the same kind of movement, this drop, and now we've chopped up to this level. So we're inside where we don't like to see price go into, but they can do that. And what's happening is that our structure is not an impulse structure. So they moved back into this area with that move, and that's okay. It's just that it puts us in a different type of a structure rather than an impulse structure. So an impulse, we wouldn't we wouldn't come back up into this area. We would not come back up in here. We would just bounce off and drop. So it is still possible that we could see something like this, which would mean something terrible is going to happen in the markets to bring us back down. Again, I don't want to see this. I'm hoping I'm dead wrong on this, and we just continue pushing. But from this point here to this point here, or even say this high, we could expect a retrace of some kind, even if we're going to continue. So it is likely that we're going to retrace some of this. So we shall see here how this ends up on the 4 hour. Got 4 minutes left before the market opens. So on a 4 hour time frame, we're in a very strong. So in this leg here, we're in a very strong push up, and it looks like, well, possibly we are very close to the end of this move here, because that looks like a fourth wave here. And now we're pushing up into that fifth wave. So do we push and take out this high from over this side? It looks like a likely scenario here. So that's on the 4 hour. So we're going to look at just at this leg right here on the 4 hour. So on the 1 hour, there it is. So we came through this fourth wave here. That's what we were mashing up in the this week, and dropped down to this low, and now we've spiked up 1, 2, and 3, 4, and we'd be looking for perhaps one more push to take out the highs, or we're done. One or the other here. We're either done because we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're either done, or this is either a 3 or 5 at this point. So which one is it? And then this last leg will take us up one more time and take out the high. Okay, so that's on the hourly. So when they drop down now, we're just going to get a little more intimate with this leg here. 30-minute, and you can see we're just kind of chopping. So do we have enough ump to go up and take out these highs? That's where the likely liquidity is sitting. And then our previous high would be up here. So can we make it up there today? Will they make a bid for that high? You can see it's very choppy, very, very much a rough time climbing this hill. So they'll be looking for them to come back up and take out these highs. That's on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm just going to mark off. Okay, we got 1 minute before the market opens here.
Less than a minute left. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to mark off that high there. And so we've already swept all the liquidity down below, and we've pushed up at a 1, 2. So I'd be expecting a continuation to the upside here. So let's go to 1 minute, 5 minute time frame. You can see on the 5 minute, big, huge move here. Another move. I would be expecting a move up to take out the highs again.
Yeah.
And then on the 1 minute time frame, I'd be looking for a move to the upside here. And we're about to begin right now.
Okay, there's the bell. And we're starting out up.
Yeah. And we are pushing up. I was very, very much tempted to just jump in right there, and not fast enough.
Neither was I, but we might get another chance the way this thing has been.
That's not fast enough on that move. I just realized they took that low. I'm looking at that to see, did they take that low? Yes, they did. So
yes, they did.
Essentially, we're done at that point, and that would be a buy, and that would have pushed us right back up to take out these highs. So there's the play, and I'm just not fast enough. That's it. Because by the time I do that and move this over and click buy, it's gone. So that was a very quick move. Could have made a nice profit there at the beginning of the morning. Just like that. All right, so they've swept the highs now already. So I'd look for it, and we're getting a retrace already. So it's moving quite fast. Let's see if I can.
It might be a retrace.
How did the U.S. dollar see U.S. dollar is dropping like I expected here?
It dropped
Yeah,
considerably.
because
I
that's
think.
that's what the expectation is, that we should
Oh
come back and
no,
take out the
it
lows,
wasn't
right?
that bad.
So that would be how I would read it, Peter, from that 1, 2, 3 here. That's controlling the move. Right, so
Okay, you're
opportunity
going to
perhaps
get
to
a
get into the
chance to
NAS
go
now.
in, or it's going to continue down.
Okay, I'm going to try a play in the NAS now. Let's see if I can get in here. It's moving very fast.
Very fast now. Yeah.
If they can come back into this gap here that I've marked, they might have just skirted it without dropping into it, and they're leaving again. See how S&P did at that same spot. S&P is similar. Big strong move off. And Bitcoin is not doing much. It's very volatile, but we're in a sideways mode here on Bitcoin. You can see that we're completely sideways on the 5 minutes, so it's not really doing much of anything at this point. Very tough to get into that.
This thing isn't quite sure what it wants to do at this point.
Well, they've swept out the buyers and they've swept out the sellers, so now they're just accumulating again.
Yeah.
So you should see a push to take out the highs again. But they might have finished, and now that they've came back in here, so there is a previous gap here as well, so that could have been in play. I'll just show you how I made out from last night. From yesterday after we left, I have been in quite a nice run. Lots of wins, and I had one loss, and 2 losses overall, but all wins yesterday after I left you guys. So lots of wins. I think I had about 10 in a row at one point.
Very good.
And yeah, it's just been a very nice run. Been quite steady. Yeah, the market was really nice last night. So, and there they go. So it gave me a retrace and very, very close to that gap. So you have to be really, really quick here to catch these kind of moves. I might have missed the spike down. I'm not sure. The second spike that. But yeah, very, very, very quick stuff here. So the first entry would have been great had I caught it.
Sure would
on
be.
on that fractal.
I
That
didn't
would have been a
catch
quick
it
move.
either, so don't feel the.
All right, so there we go. Let's see what Tesla has done so far. So Tesla is just straight up in the air. Quite interesting. Did the dollar break the low yet? Not yet. So they're just gyrating sideways now. So we're still looking for them to drop it down one more time. So interestingly, if you can see the structure here, this move here to here to here is the same thing as this move here to here to here. The exact same pattern practically. The only difference is that this move up is not as high as this move up. So we're getting the, if you look at the angle of attack, this angle is much steeper than this angle. But we would expect them to take out this low, same thing as we would expect them to take out this low. The pattern is always similar. So we get at this strong move. So we were correct in our analysis that we should be going up to take out this high. Unfortunately, we can't get into the trade. So there we go. So here again we have 1, 2 in here, another move here, and then this move there, and so looking to take out that high up. And the thing is, if I could get into every trade that I see, it would be fantastic, but it's not realistic. You're going to miss trades. You're going to see, like yesterday, for instance, we were watching, just before we left each other yesterday, the market was just taken off to the upside, and it just continued out. But there were opportunities to get in later on in the morning, and it's just a matter of being patient, waiting for a pullback, and you can catch a ride. So you're not going to always catch every move, but if you're patient, you can take some opportunities to play. There's Bitcoin now. Bitcoin was just so sideways, and now it's starting to move out. So I didn't get a chance to catch Bitcoin either. So the expected move on Bitcoin, if we look at Bitcoin, I'm going to go to the daily. So Bitcoin broke 100,000 yesterday for the first time in a long time. And here's our structure move from the daily time frame. So we're looking to assault these highs, previous highs. This was the high of highs. And we came down in a very choppy fourth wave area here. And then at the bottom, after we sweep, we get a 1, 2, 3 bottom here, and then we're in a chop here, and now this last leg is pushing us up to take out these highs. So that's.
I was in a buy of Bitcoin when it was down towards the bottom of that current leg, and it got my stop and then went up and went way beyond my target.
Well, this is interesting here in Bitcoin. If you in the beginning of April, if you bought Bitcoin in the $75,000 area, remember when we were up here, I was calling for Bitcoin to go down to around the 70,000 area, and we came down to about 74,000. So a buy in this area, you're up, 30,000 already.
That's where I bought. That's where I bought.
In a month. It's amazing, right?
We're getting a good retrace on the NAS now.
Yep, on Tesla too.
So let me continue down on Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin, we're in that last leg move to the upside, and on the hourly, you can see how the structure is playing out. We've swept these guys, get this big 1, 2, and we're pushing up. So we could be going through something, like this before we continue. But we're still in an upward mode at this point. 30-minute, we're kind of going sideways a little bit in here now. 15-minute, very much so. And so we're looking for them to continue pushing to the upside. at a 1-2 at this point. We're just chopping up, looking for them to take out these short-term highs and then these highs. However, and you can see quite clearly here that we do have a 1, 2, 3 top here. So it is possible that this is just a fake out move in here, and we could drop one more time to take out these lows and these lows. So we can't discount that because we do have a 1, 2, 3 right here. So that is a possibility. So that's on to 15. So here we are on the 5. You can clearly see that we have this move. So are we done at this point? So again, this is the question you have to ask. You know, is this a 3 or a 5? Question mark. That is a question mark. That is a question mark. Is that a 3 or a 5 at this point, right? And it could be a 5. We could be done, but it looks very choppy. So we could be just chopping to go up. Just the same thing that we looked at on the US dollar and so forth. And we could take out this high, yes, but we could be coming back down again. So, and here we are on the 1 minute time frame. So we've swept out the lows, we've swept out the highs. We could be coming back down again. So NAS now, he said, has getting a retrace, and we are. And it's quite a retrace now. We'll come back into this gap. So do we jump in now to go up, or what? Eh? Looking pretty good. That could be. So they didn't take out the high.
Right.
We still have a 1, 2 here, another one in here, and they pushed up, but they didn't take out that high. So we could see a further decline, maybe back to take out these lows first. So it is possible we could drop down a bit further than we come back down, taking out these lows here. And a reason why, again, is we have a 1, 2, 3 top now. It's just a pin bar there. However, if we drop back down to the 1 minute, this could be construed as
1, 2, 3 bottom.
Yeah, it's a tough one now because it's a quick 1, 2 here, and we could streak right through and take out these lows. So I wouldn't be saying to buy at this point. And there we go.
I think you could say the same thing about Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla is turning. So with Tesla, they've swept the highs, and if we sweep the low, then you could look for a 1, 2, 3 here to drop.
I love that.
So that would be a realistic move. Let me just go up higher on Tesla, take a look at it. So this was what we expected. Remember, we were looking at Tesla to come up and take out these highs, and they swept the lows again. We got a 1, 2 here up to, this is our 3, 4, this is our 5. So we might be done now, and we could be coming back down to take out these lows. So
bring it on.
Let's see how it looks on the hourly. Remember, we were in this choppy affair, and we chopped through it and push up. That's what we expected them to do, to go up and take out these highs. And I remember I said that there are some gaps above that we could go into up here before we get this turn around to the downside, but they don't have to go up there. So you can see the gap. Let me go one higher on the 4 hour. And there are the gaps up there. We still can't really see it unless we go to the daily. So on the daily, there's a series of gaps in here. And I thought perhaps we would push into it. Sorry, Peter?
I can't add
George?
Armin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Armin is trying to get in?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find him here. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Again, I was expecting that we could push up into this gap up here before we came back down. And again, we're looking to take out these lows down here on Tesla. So that's would be quite a drop. So again, it's something looking catastrophic here. I'm not sure if you would call that catastrophic, but I mean, we're up at 300 almost on Tesla. We'd be looking at, you know, in the 200s and 200 in the 200, yeah, below 220 if we drop back down. So that is quite a drop. But over the course since March, we've been in a channel that has put us between 220, 210 to 290. So we've been in this channel, and it hasn't really been catastrophic per se, but this move could be elongated to go further down, you see. All right, so I'm going to go back to the NAS. Let's see if I can make a trade here this morning. I'm going to go right back down to the 1 minute. All right, so they did take out the low, and you see that's why I was saying, because we had a 1, 2, 3. So this is a deeper 1, 2, 3, another 1, 2, 3. So they've taken the low. So will they be going back up now, or do we continue down one more time? I would think that we would continue down one more time.
Well, it took out the lows at this point.
Yeah, so that would be another sell here. And again, I'm way too slow here. Bitcoin's bucking the trend, and Bitcoin's just rocking to the upside here. So that was an opportunity in Bitcoin. Again, I'm jumping around too much, so I'm not getting to stick with one thing. But that's a nice trade in Bitcoin back into the gap. That's a beautiful entry there. And here there's a inverted gap, nice entry there. So 2 opportunities on Bitcoin to catch that move. It's a sell on NAS right now. And let's see Tesla. Okay, so Tesla is just chopping up right now. It's not really going down or up. So we did not break that low. So you can't be jumping in to go short at this point because we didn't break that low. So we could just be chopping. We are chopping. So
it looks like it wants to go higher.
We're chopping.
It looks so, yeah. But the index here looks like it wants to go lower. Interesting. Yeah, very tough here.
Yeah, Tesla's moving higher.
So again, for those of you on YouTube watching us, we are the 1, 2, 3 traders. What we're looking for are 1, 2, 3 tops and bottoms. A 1, 2, 3 could be construed as a low point, a high point, a low point. So, and we're looking for entries between points 1 and 2, about a 50 to 62% retrace. And then to catch the move to the upside, looking for a target of about 1.618 Fibonacci expansion from the number 3 point. That's our model. That's what we stick to. And the 1, 2, 3 can be from 2 candles to as much as 10 candles or more. Can make a 1, 2, 3. but it all depends on the time frame that you're on as well. So there's the move. It's a very tough entry here. There is a fractal. I could have entered on the fractal, and that's the move that I'd be looking for them to take out the lows. So, and the reason again is because I have a 1, 2, 3 here. So the expected move is for them to come down and take out this low. Still, they're giving people a chance to get in here, unless they're not going to take this low, which is possible. So let's see if the S&P has come to take that low. They haven't taken the low either, so we could still drop down. How's Tesla? Tesla is pushed back to the upside, so quite interesting there. Bitcoin is still pushing to the upside, and that's what would be expected because our 1, 2, 3 is pushing us up. So this is going to be a fourth wave here. So still an opportunity to get into Bitcoin to catch another move up to take out the highs. So on a pullback. So where would we be pulling back to? There's a series of gaps here. So there's many gaps in here. Which one would they pull back to? They've already pulled back to this one. And it's essentially
took out the lows now.
But there we are. So there's still a third gap. If you mark them all off, you have to decide, okay, which one are they going to go into? And they could come back down and take out these lows here one time before they continue up. So that's a possibility. So NASDAQ, they've taken the lows? Yes. S&P, they've taken the lows? Yes. Okay, so that was the expected move. I think it was saying this was a sell opportunity on the NAS, but again, I'm not nimble enough to get in. So jumping around too much, so it's tough to get in when you're jumping around, looking at different things. So when I'm trading, when you saw, and I showed you my results there, I'm just trading one thing. I'm Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And then I'll look at something else for, I look at Bitcoin and NAS, I'm looking for a trade in those. And that's all I'm doing is trying to stick to one thing and not jump around. And so I can see what Bitcoin's doing or see what the NAS is doing, and whichever one has the best 1, 2, 3 setup is the one that I'm jumping into. That's as make it easy for myself that way. So where are they going on the NAS? Okay, so we have a gap here. We've come into that gap. And then there are lows down here. So I mark these off just to kind of show you. There's lows here. So can we reach all the way down to these lows? That's possible. Let's just see how far away are we? Not very far away. So it is possible for them to drop down one more time here, because again, we have a 1, 2, 3 here. So we would expect another drop to take out these lows. I'm watching for an entry in Bitcoin as well, but right now it's not cooperating. Tesla still looking to go higher. Bitcoin looking for them to drop it back down a little bit, but they're not coming to take these lows yet. So another sell opportunity here on NAS to come down and take out this low, or are they done? So this is the question, because at this point we've got 5 waves down. We could be done at this point, or they have one more push down to take out the lows again. So Bitcoin, they did not retrace. They've already retraced enough. So there was a little bit of a sweep right there on that. So that might have been enough for them to give us that little 1, 2, 3, and then off they go again. So that's all they need, and they're gone. So where are we going to on Bitcoin? Let's see, 5 minutes. So we do have a high here. That one is in sight. And then we have another high up here. So that's a likely draw on liquidity up here. This first low-hanging fruit, at least, anyways. But again, they might not go as high as this because we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So this move could be just something like that, and then down we come again. So we might not break that high. We might not go up here at all because of this 1, 2, 3 over here. I'll watch this carefully to see if I get a turnaround 1, 2, 3 top to come back down. All right, so will NAS come down again? I've marked off the first gap at after 9:30. That was our first gap. There's a tiny one here, but that was pre 9:30 really. So I'm gonna discount that one. Use this one. So they've come back up quite a bit. They're looking like they're taking out this high. So this structure here, we're not getting that fifth wave down. So that means that they're done at this point. So now we would be looking for a retrace here to continue back to the upside. So if we can get a retrace back down, that would be the play to go back up. So they've shown their hand by taking this high out at this point. So I do have a gap here. Will we come all the way back down here? It's possible. S&P did here. S&P is the same. S&P's got a large gap here as well. There's also
I bought Tesla and then took my profit.
That quickly, eh?
Yeah, in and out.
303.
Yeah, might as well. A quick 3 or 4 points, nice. So yeah, they were just going sideways here, and then off they went again. So they chopped it without breaking the lows. Made a 1, 2, 3 here, another 1, 2, 3 there. So they're going much higher up. All right, so looking for a retrace here now. So let's look at this from the 5. So we can still see that we're in a very choppy area. So it's yeah. Remember, you have to remember what the overall structure and that we're in this channel this way, and it's very choppy. You can see from this news bar at 7:26 this morning. And so we're still trying to fight to get out of this mess that we're in, essentially. So looking for them to continue pushing up. However, there is a 1, 2, 3 over here, just like we looked at. And so we could, the same thing with Bitcoin, we could possibly not go much higher than here, and we could come back down. So I have to keep my eye on that, and I'm trying to catch everything here, and it's not working out for me here. Bitcoin is doing what I expected here, that we might be topping out, get a nice 1, 2, 3 now, and we're breaking the lows. So That would have been a good sell on Bitcoin right here, but I'm not. I'm calling it all out, but I can't get in. So yeah, it's what happens sometimes. So the question now is, are we done at this point, right? Is this the high? So there's our structure, 1, 2, 3. So inside we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is this a 3 or is it a 5? So this is always the question to ask at this point. And so we could come back to this gap or this gap, and then we could continue up one more time to take the highs. So let me grab this guy, bring him down. So we have a new pope, eh?
Yep.
American man.
You made the order.
Interesting. There's going to be all kinds of conspiracy theories, I'm sure. All right, so are we done with Bitcoin? Is this a buy opportunity on Bitcoin right now, or what? Get rid of this guy. It looks like they're coming down into this gap. Little touch, so there's a little sweep there. So this looks like a tempting buy opportunity here on Bitcoin. The only thing is my stop is going to be prohibitive, because if I jump in here, my stop should be below this low, which is very far away. Not liking that. So could put my stop closer. I could reduce my risk by a number of units. But I don't change my units at this point in time. So let's see if I can get an entry here to go along. NASDAQ is not giving us a pullback, eh? So looking for an entry here now. So I've got a fractal setting up. Let's see if I get one. So I'm taking to go along here might be hazardous, because we could have reached the top here on this move. So my structure is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could be heading straight down to take out all these guys. So for me, looking to go one more time up might be not a good idea, because we might just go halfway up and then turn back down. So it's a tough one at this point.
Which instrument are you talking about? I'm sorry, Lennox.
This is Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. I took my profit on it.
So they've come quite a ways down here on Bitcoin. They come right into the gap. So in any event, if I jump in, I might want to just take profits off around this order block area, because they might not go past that. Or I could wait for price to come back up here and look to sell. So the only thing, the problem here doing that is that they can also be going through and take out the high, and so it's a tough one here on Bitcoin. So the question again is, am I at the top of this move? Is this the top, or do they go one more time to the upside? It looks like we got a retrace on NAS, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lennox, I put a chat in. Joy Elaine P. is looking to get into the chat. I mean, into the group. I couldn't add her.
Elaine?
I put it into the chat exactly what her monitor looks like. Joy Elaine P.
It's Joy Elaine P?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give her a request to join here. Well, we've gone over half an hour. We're into the algo time now, and I haven't made that one trade yet. That's interesting. So they did give me the pullback on the NAS here. So it looks like we could assault these highs possibly. So if they cannot take out the high, then we could see ourselves coming back down. So let's see if they do take that high first. Looks like they're looking to do that. Back to Bitcoin again.
I miss getting in that trade.
Perhaps you could just write a note to Elaine to let her know that we're using Teams rather than.
Yeah, she's on Teams.
Oh, is she? Okay. I did give her the request to join, but
I found her in the possible participants as Joy Elaine P with Joy space Elaine space P.
Yeah.
And I could not add her. It would go on and immediately go off.
Yeah, I see her there, but I can't. I requested for her to join, but she's not responding, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay, thanks.
No problem. You can keep trying if you have access to join. So again, I'm looking at something else here, so I'm missing out on opportunity. So there was the opportunity for the play in Bitcoin. So that was very quick. They moved out very quickly. So again, now are they going to continue up to take out the high, which is what I would expect, or do they stop in this area and come back down to take out the lows? So I would expect them to continue up and take out the highs one more time, but it's an iffy one because of the overall structure here. So the expectation would be that we would take out the high, certainly. So I noticed that NASDAQ did drop back and they're gone again. So are they going to take the high as well? So it's the same question with the NAS. So you can see with the NAS, I've got the 1, 2, the 3, the 4, and now we've gone up, we've taken out the high. So will they take this high? Maybe, maybe not. So an interesting one there. So what's interesting about Bitcoin right now is that it's, again, I'm looking for them to go up one more time. However, we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So when we have a 1, 2, 3 there, we drop, we could expect them to come back down one more time to take out the lows. So it is possible that we can go down one more time here, take these lows out before we get a move back to the upside, if they're going to in fact move back to the upside. So it's a very, very, very tricky one here on Bitcoin. Very tricky. So it's tempting to jump in here to go long, but they could drop it down one more time to take these lows because we have a 1, 2, 3 here. So
yeah, I took my profit.
You're being very nimble here this morning, Peter. That's good. So let's see.
Well, when I wake up, I can think clearly.
At least one of us can.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Okay, yeah. Joy put a message in to add her.
Who did?
Joy Elaine.
Oh,
P.
Joy Lane P. Okay, so I'll try her again. She's just not responding to a.
Tesla may have topped out.
I'm trying to be patient here and make a proper trade here for my first one this morning, but
Oh, you're
we're
on
in algo
Bitcoin.
time. Macro is just completed at 10 minutes to the hour. There was the macro started right here, and we've just come down in the macro, and so I'm still looking for them to go back up one time. However, like I said, we're in a kind of a predicament because we do have a 1, 2, 3 top that's controlling this move here. So we dropped to this low. We could see them come back down to take the low one more time. So it's a little bit iffy. We're kind of sitting in a spot where we could go either way at this point. So which way would we go? The expectation based on the 1, 2, 3 top would be that we would come down first to take the low again. But we could also not do that, and we could just continue up and take out the highs. So it's a bit tricky. And if in doubt, which is a little bit doubtful at this point, then you don't trade, and that's the easy fast rule. So NASDAQ, we've come back down again. So now that we've swept the highs, they can't take the high here. So let's see if S&P did. No, S&P did not take the high either, and we've swept that high. So we could be looking for a big drop down to come back and take out the lows. So again, if I look at the overall structure and go up to the 15, it's the same thing as on the NAS. So we had 1, 2 here, drop. Excuse me. And so the likely scenario is that we would come down to take out the low. So it's just a matter of being able to get in up here somewhere to catch the move down. That's similar to the NAS, almost identical to the NAS. And if I put that, that's the same type of move. So a sell would be in order here if we can get a. That's my first gap this morning. We've come back into it again. I'm going to take the opportunity for a sell here on the NAS. I'm going to give it a shot to the downside here because we've come back to the original gap. So my stop would be above here. So we're not going to give it too much risk here. And let's see if we can continue down. That would be my first stab at a trade here this morning. Okay, I'm getting a nice move here, so I'm going to take a quick partial just because I can. Missed my opportunity. Oops. Missed my opportunity there. Oh, look at that. Typing in the wrong digits. Yeah, I'll have to try again here. That's super frustrating. Can't even get a partial off after sweeping that low. Let's see if we come back down again. Okay, so now I get it my partial off. I can bring my stop down into positive territory here. I like to put my stop into positive. I don't like to put my stop at break even because break even is 0, and I'd like to have more than 0 in a trade. So there's my first trade, and so now let's see if we can continue down to take out the lows. So let's go back up to the 5, the 15. Look at the entire structure here. So looking for them to come down. If I could stay alive here without getting stopped out now, to take out these lows here, that would be the low-hanging fruit, and to reach for the lows down here, which is a possibility. So I'll put it down to the lows here. I can always trail my stop as we come down if I'm correct on this move. So again, looking at my overall structure, it's a 1, 2, 3 top, drop, this move up. So in effect, this becomes a 1, 2 at this point, and looking for that drop to come down. So they can even come down and take out this low down here as well. $306. That is the play. Back down to the 1 minute. Nice move down. On the interim, Bitcoin did try to come back up to take out the high. That's what I would expect, because again, the structure is this way. So looking for them to come back up and take out the high. However, it was iffy in here because they could have dropped it down one more time here. So they're bucking that. They're saying no, they don't want to come down here. They want to go up first. So will they take that high? Again, we're in a very questionable area. I would expect them to take the high now, but they might not either. So very, very questionable. So again, if it's questionable, you don't take the trade. You don't take any trade, because you just get yourself in trouble doing that. 50. So they've only taken this high. They did not take the high, and now they're coming to take the low. So they've kind of messed up the structure at this point, because the expectation would be if they were going to come down, they would do that like that, but they went up a bit higher than I would have expected, and now they're coming taking the low. So we could see a pullback here and then a continuation down without them going back up again. So if I'm going to trade Bitcoin, I would wait for a pullback into this area on this 1, 2, 3 to catch it to go down. See how the NAS is doing. Nice drop on the NAS there. That's beautiful. So I could bring my stop down quite a ways now and lock in. Let's lock in them up quite nicely here. So I could even take the profit off at this point if I felt.
We have a 1, 2, 3 top, 1 minute Tesla.
Let's see what Tesla is doing. Yes, indeed. So go up to the 5-minute on Tesla, 15-minute on Tesla, 30-minute on Tesla. So you see, we did come into those gaps that I was referring to. So that was what my original analysis was saying to you from a while ago, was that we could certainly come back up into these gaps first before we start to pull back to the downside, and that's what they've done. So there's a double gap in here, one from the higher daily and one from the 4-hour, and we touched into that, and that might be as far as we go, and we could head back to the downside. So we're the same type of downward mode that we're getting in the indices now, we could start seeing in Tesla. And that would be similar to Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin doing the same kind of thing, turning around now, because we've come so high up, we could start seeing a pullback. So Tesla's made quite a nice run, but they don't have to come up and take out this high here. Go back to the NAS. So beautiful move on the NAS there. So on the right hand side here, I've got my 4-hour candles, and the current 4-hour candle we opened here. The current 4-hour candle we opened, and the wick. This is all the wick here. Everything above that line is the wick. So you can see what they did. They opened and they went up. They came down. They went up. They came down. They went up. They came down. They went up again, and now they drop it. So this is like almost like a head and shoulders here pattern type thing inside the wick. So we want to, if we think that price is going to drop, we want to get in on the wick. So this is a good area to get in because we're in the wick and to catch the move going down. So this is a lovely, lovely play. So it was good to be patient here and wait out for a good opportunity. But I can bring my stop down a little further. Don't want to bring it too tight because they can spike up easily and stop you out. So bring it down to about here. So I've got a gap here.
Where were you expecting it to go?
Where am I expecting it to go to?
Yeah.
I've got my target. Let's go on the 15. My target is down to the lows here.
Ah, okay.
And the reason why is because of our 1, 2, 3 here. So we're looking for them to come down, take out this low here. So that's a reasonable target. But we also have lows over here that we can also be going for, because this in effect here is a 1, 2, 3 top. So that would take us down quite a ways. So this is a beautiful move here. So let's see where I am. So I've got my stop there. Looking for some more gaps as we continue down. They can bounce back up, of course, and take people out. So you have to be careful about putting your stops above previous highs because it's easy for them to come back up, take you out, and continue down. So, but I'm in profit. It doesn't matter if they take me out at this point. So can we make it all the way down there? Is the question, right? To this low without getting stopped out. So at this point here, I've got a 1, 2, 3. So there's my current 1, 2, 3. We've broken that low. So this pullback, they can come back up. They could certainly take me out and continue down. So I'm not safe even with a stop at that level. I'm hoping that we just continue straight down though. But so this is the same thing on Bitcoin now, and it's the same kind of move on Bitcoin. So the opportunity was there, and I'm looking too much on the NAS now, so I missed that opportunity, unfortunately. So that's what I was looking for on Bitcoin. Would they take the high or not? No, they did not. So it could have been a play back down. But again, it was a bit iffy. So waiting for a breach here, maybe a retrace. They don't retrace at all, and they're just taking off. So it was a bit iffy here because I wasn't sure if they're going to take this high again. Okay, so I'm going to bring my stop down again because I've got a gap here now. I'm going to make this a little bigger. I've got this stop here, or this gap here, which is still got a few, some time to form. And then I can bring my stop down a little bit lower. Bring it right down into above that. So again, I could be in jeopardy getting stopped out at this point, but we shall see. 28. So these guys are just falling like knives now. So if I put the fib tool, expansion tool on my 1, 2, 3 right here, this current 1, 2, 3, there's my 1.618. So that would have been my first exit. And then there's 2.618 right there. So that's right at my target. So that's a totally reasonable exit on the 2.618. So either 1.618 or 2.618 in SPID. So at this point, we could bounce and continue again. So it's not so bad to take your profit here. However, they could still go straight through and continue down without stopping. So which one will they do? I'm going to go to the 30 minute. So on the 30 minute, let me take this off. We could be coming down for these lows down here. Mark this low here. Oops, way off. Here we go. Let's clean up my chart here. So that's quite a nice move on Bitcoin as well.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out at the top.
Tesla did the same turnaround. Yeah, they're turning it around slowly, but they are. So we do have a 1, 2, 3 top there now, and we're on our way down. So could get a retrace and a continuation.
Yeah, I see that.
So if I go back to the daily on this, if I'm correct about the trajectory, come back down and take these out. This could take a while, mind you, but certainly 210 area is in the sights for them to come back down to. And then on the NAS, that could be a big move down as well to come back down to take out these lows. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't really want to see that type of move, but it is a possibility. So what would be the catalyst to drive prices down that much? Trump must be changing his mind about tariffs again, or doing something crazy, or there's some kind of, Pakistan and India are rattling sabers right now. Actually, not rattling sabers, they're actually shooting at each other. So, I mean, anything can be happening.
And they're both nuclear powers.
Yeah, so it's not good, So we just don't know what the catalyst might be that could possibly drop these markets down. Like I say, it doesn't look good if they do come back down like that, but it looks like a likely scenario here. So you can see we've formed a 1, 2, 3 top on the 4-hour already on the NAS. So if we can break this low here, we've got a 1, 2, 3 top clean, and we could be heading down. So from the higher time frame there, everything's pointing to a breach of these lows in the short term. So if I can stay alive here, it is not totally out of the question to have this target reached before the day's out. So I could bring my stop down to this level. That might be a stretch, but there's no need to be greedy when you're playing. Like I could just reach for the low hanging fruit and go. However, let me just put it to there, just below that gap, and I can continue moving my stop down. But the only problem with that is, of course, I can be taken out quite easily on a retrace. So when you have locked in, $5,000 in profit, it's very difficult to give up. So I don't want to bring my stop in too tight because they can spike it up and take you out. But I don't want to lose the profit either. So, it's a tough one. It's a nice position to be in though, whenever you're playing. So trying to look for a good spot here, but there really isn't a good spot per se. So I'm kind of keeping it halfway above the halfway point of the gap. And if they can break this low, then I can bring my stop down a little tighter. If I can get another gap, that's even a bigger bonus that will continue pushing us down. I'll make this a little bigger so everybody can see. So this is all from a 1, 2, 3 top entry in this area. So there we go. So we kept getting a very nice move here. And so I can bring my stop down a little tighter now to this area here. Locking that profit. But I can still get taken out here, right? They can come spiking back up and take me out. But I do have a gap right there. So kind of hoping that gap will keep us going down. So where am I now? Okay, so very close to the first target that I had set. Mark that. That's basically the gray area on my screen is the daily candle. So this is the daily low. It's a daily candle low right here that I'm coming towards. This was the daily high, and now we're coming to the daily candle low. So now we've broken that low. So that would have been my first target out. And I decided to move it lower now. So I'm going back to yesterday's. This is yesterday's high, and yesterday's low is right here. So is it conceivable to think that the yesterday's candle's high, yesterday's candle's low is reachable today? Yes, because we have a 1, 2, 3 top, we've dropped, we've come back over, we get another 1, 2, 3. So it is possible for them to take out yesterday's low as well. So if we look at it from the daily standpoint, if we look at it by bar on the daily, this is what's playing out. So yesterday's high, they came up, but they couldn't take out yesterday's high. So if they can't take out yesterday's high, then the likelihood is that they're going to go for yesterday's low. And that's similar to right here. So we did it before. Here, they came up, they couldn't take out the previous day's high with that candle, so they're going down towards the previous day's low, and they did it in 2 days. In this case, took 2 days to do it, but they did do it. So it could take 1 day, or it could take a couple of days, but we're going to more than likely take out the previous day's low, and then they're going to be looking to take out this low after that, because we're in a downward mode. So bar by bar, we can certainly continue down. But now that we've broken that low, at this point, we could get a big bounce here. So I have to be aware of that fact. We could get a big bounce because essentially our structure is complete. We've got a...
Yeah, that looks like it could be the bottom of wave 5 at this point.
Yeah, we could be done at this point. We could get a big bounce back up, so I'll bring my stop down a little bit more. So I'm looking for all the gaps to continue using them as resistance areas. My next gap down is here. So you use the gaps as resistance. So I'll keep moving my stop whips down and keep them above those areas. Get 5,000 out of this here at least. So will we make it all the way to the bottom? Possibly. Again, when you're up this kind of nice profit like that, you don't want to give it all up, but you've swept this low, so we could get a bounce here back up, and that could take me out, and then we could continue down one more time. So that's a likely scenario. Do something like that. Or we could just continue straight down because it's very weak right now. Did Joy get in, Peter? George, sorry?
Yes.
Oh, she did. Okay, excellent. So who is Elaine?
That's
Joy
the
Elaine.
JP on
Is that Elaine from Australia? Elaine, can you hear us?
She's in Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not the Elaine from Australia. Can you hear us, Joy, or I'm sure you can hear us. Can you speak, or can you type in the chat?
She can hear, but
She cannot see us.
Can you see Lennox's chart?
Oh, well, what you can do is you can watch us on YouTube if you like. Instead, if you we're on YouTube live right now, so Perhaps you can get her a link there, George, for the session.
I don't have that link.
I put it into the team
Oh,
chat
she
there.
says she can watch on YouTube. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat the other day. So, yeah, if you can't chat with us, if you can't see us, then yeah, you could just go right to the YouTube live session.
She just doesn't want to interrupt at this point.
It's all good. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. And yeah, if you can get on and chat with us, that's great. But if you can't see anything, it's not going to be of any benefit to you, right? So
Who is that that's trying to get in?
A young lady by the name of Joy.
Oh,
So
okay.
trying to bring a little bit of happiness to our group. So there's a move on Bitcoin, and that's a similar type move. We've almost swept the lows here, so looking for them to sweep out that low. Very close to taking that low there. So that was a very nice move on Bitcoin that I was looking for, but it was a bit iffy up at this point here. However, the same pattern as the indices. So it looks like we're getting a bounce now. So I could get taken out of my trade here. So how high up will they come is the question here. And I might be in trouble. So I've put my stop just above the gap. So hopefully that will hold. This gap will hold us and continue us down. But if I do get stopped out, that's fine. I made some nice profit there. I was just showing on the beach. This was a scene on the beach in Trinidad. The locals, early morning, just after sunrise. All right, so the gap is holding, and we are pushing back to the downside. So that's a good sign. So if I can take out the low, then that would be great. We can continue moving down. So the controlling 1, 2, 3 is this guy here. And we're inside a channel, a thin channel this way. So I'm going to look for an opportunity to jump into Bitcoin because it's bouncing back up. So at this point, Bitcoin is almost similar to the NAS in the sense of the structure. You can see I'm just drawing that. So I'm just off by a tad here. So if I moved it over like that, you can see it's almost the same structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing almost identical things. So we've got a large 1, 2, 3 top, and then we're dropping down, but we're inside a structure like this at this point, something like that. So we could take out this high, and that would give us a 1, 2, 3 here to continue going back down again to take out the lows at this point. That would be the expectation. So let's see if I can jump in on Bitcoin. So there's a gap right here. So I would use that as a possible target area for them to come into, and then a continuation down. So let's see if they take out that high, which it looks likely that they should. Drop into this gap. And we look for a 1, 2, 3 top here to come down. Okay, so they're right into that gap. So it looked like we were going to go, but now they come back up. So is my stop safe where it is? Maybe, maybe not, because they can easily spike it up above the gap to take you out and then continue down. So I could be in jeopardy here at this point. I'm not going to move my stop. It's going to stay right where it is. Oftentimes, most of the time when I'm trading, I do not move my stop. I keep my stop. If I had a stop here, I would keep it there the whole time. I wouldn't move it down at all to lock in any profits. This is just to show that you can move your stop down, but you do take the risk of getting stopped out prematurely, and sometimes you don't reach your target before you get stopped out. So it's not necessary for you to move your stop. If you're confident in the 1, 2, 3, you don't have to move your stop. But if you want to lock in profits, you can move your stop down to lock in profits. Nothing wrong with doing that. I wouldn't really expect them to be coming way back up here, to give me zero, so the stop could stay where it was initially, or wherever I had to stop. So it's just a matter of being confident in the 1, 2, 3.
We have a nice 1, 2, 3 top on the 5-minute Tesla.
Let's see Tesla here. Okay, so you can see on the 1 minute, it's making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could expect a pullback. And this kind of looks like a fourth wave, interestingly.
Yeah, I never saw that before.
Yeah, so we could be pushing back up to take out all these guys.
Wow.
They could spike it up one more time just to do that, just to be mean, take everybody out, and then come back down again, right? So let's see it on the 5 minute now. So on the 5, yes, it looks pretty clean, and that's what the 1, 2, 3 is. It's comprised of 5 waves. This leg here is comprised of 3 waves. And then you get the big push down, which can be multiple 5-wave moves, all comprising 5 waves, and so on. So that's why this wave is very long. So yes, they can certainly come back up and take out the high one more time, or we could just go halfway up and come back down. So which one will it be? Oh, see, they did take me out. That is very mean and nasty. So that was a possibility, even though I had my stop I thought at a reasonable point. So there's a little gap there. I saw that gap and I thought, okay, will they come back to that gap? Maybe not, but they did. Okay, so, all right. So the beauty of the game is, yes, you can get stopped out and so forth, but you can always get back in. That's the one beauty of this game. So it's never terrible that you get stopped out or whatever. You can always get back in on another opportunity. So the question is now, do I want to get back in at this point and to continue back down? So I can be patient. So it was a good thing this morning that, yes, there were opportunities from the open, to where was our open at 9:30 here? Here's 9:30. So let's go back to 9:30. Just kind of recap what went on here. So at 9:30, let me bring the chart over. So this is what kind of transpired. So at 9:30, we had the open right here. So at this point here, I expected that we would move to the upside to take out the previous highs. Why? Why would I expect that? And the reason is because we had a 5-wave move down, and they swept the lows. So these highs were not swept yet. So that would be the logical trajectory. However, there's also other reasons for this, because you have to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is where are we coming from? And we're coming from this area over here. So since we have this move and we moved up, the expectation would be that we would continue moving up. So that's kind of our structure. It's albeit a very odd looking structure, but it is our structure that we're looking for. So I would be expecting them to go back up. So I looked at that to go in, but it was so fast I didn't get a chance to get in to catch that move. That would have been a nice move to the upside there, but it was very choppy in here. So it's tough, because yes, you can get in, but you have to be quick and nimble and exit at this point here, because that's all they want to do is take out those highs, then retrace back in. So if you can get in again on the retrace, you can catch the move again, but I still wasn't able to get in. So now it's just a matter, okay, what are they going to do next? More than likely come back down, take out the lows. And that's what they did again, but I still couldn't get in. So, it's moving so fast and I'm jumping around. So they move back up again and they go to take out, are they going to take that high out? That was a possibility. But we have to look on the higher time frame to see where we are overall in the structure. And the structure overall is like this. So the expectation was that we wouldn't come back up to take out this high, and we would continue down to take out the low. And so that's what got us to this point where they couldn't take out this high, and instead dropping down to the low. So still catch a nice move, but it took a while to do that. So patience is one of the key virtues of this game. And you're going to miss opportunities. You're not going to always catch every move, and that's just the way it is. So Bitcoin and NASDAQ are setting up right now for another continuation to the downside here. So both opportunities here. So I could jump in again on the NAS to continue down. What time are we at? We're in the macro at 10 minutes to 11 now. Yeah, 10 minutes to 11. We're in the macro time. So this we could see us coming back down to take out these lows. So this would have been a nice sell right here. I'm watching Bitcoin at the same time, and so I'm kind of in a quandary, as it were. So Bitcoin, same type of thing, looking for them to come down, take out the lows as well. So here's our structure overall. We've got 1, 2, 3 at this point. So inside this current leg down, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. So this puts us into a fourth wave. That's what we're chopping here. So they could go up one more time. They can be sneaky and they can take you out one more time here and then drop it. So it's not a surety that you can jump in and it's just going to go straight down. They can fool you and take you out one more time here. We have to be careful about this right here. You see if NAS is the same, essentially the same. So there's the structure. I mean, I'm just going to draw the structure again. So there's the same basic structure. Okay, so if I take it off, redraw it, 1, 2, 3. So this puts us into a fourth wave at this point. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could be the high because it looks like we did that. And now we would look for a sell to continue down. So I have a gap here. So this is a pretty good sell at this point here. So I'm going to sell it one more time, see if I can make it down. Looking for them to come up a little higher. So here we go. Okay, I'll sell it there now. Will I be right? I'm hoping so, but we'll see. We continue down again. So my stop would be above the high here. So I'm risking quite a bit here to catch this move going back down again. Now they could be mean and nasty and take out this high one more time. So that might, because we have equal highs, they can certainly take you out again right there. So it's a tough one at this point. There is a gap here. It looks like they want to take those highs out, unfortunately. So Bitcoin has done that. So Bitcoin has come up and taken out the high. That's what I would expect there. So that gives us the structure on Bitcoin. They do take the high out. So now I would be looking for a sell here on Bitcoin to come back down, take out all the buyers. So NAS might do this similar move one more time to take out the sellers here. So we'll see what happens here. It's always disconcerting when you jump in to a trade and they don't go your way right away. So yeah, I might have been looking at this incorrectly by looking at it this way, thinking that, yeah, we could be done. And rather than looking at it similar to Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was longer, and then so they're looking to take out this high first. So that's why I'm not putting my stop in, because I'm still expecting them to fall, but they would have taken me out at this high. So this would be a sweep, and then we can continue down from here. Okay, so we're almost at algo time. Oh no, it's 11. It's 11 o'clock, right? It's 11 o'clock Eastern coming up. Yeah, so not algo, but yeah, 11 o'clock Eastern. So all right, so looking for them to drop it down.
Yeah, technically we could have been in the algo in the down move.
That was the algo in the down move from 10 o'clock time frame. So 10 o'clock was over here. So that is our algo today. So 10 o'clock candle in here, and then we came over and made a 1, 2, 3, and that's our algo move. So we're not finished. So I'd like to see them roll over and continue down here. So let's see if I'm going to be correct.
So on Bitcoin 1 minute chart, you not see a 1, 2, 3 top down to 3 up to 4 down to 5, and now 2 back-to-back 1, 2, 3s going up?
Yes. So I've got a 1, 2, 3 top, and then this drop.
But isn't that a 3 down to 3 up to 4 down to 5?
Yeah. So now we're in this fourth wave. So I'm looking for them to turn it around and continue back down. So am I going to be correct? We've got a 1, 2 in here, 3, 4, 5. So at the bottom now we have 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and 5. So we should be very close to being done here, and we should be coming back down. That's how I've seen it. You've seen the same thing, I'm sure.
Well, I see.
You're looking for this to continue going up.
Yeah, I am.
Right. And because we have a 1, 2, 3 over here, I have to look at it the opposite, that we should be turning back to the downside. So we come back to this order block here. I'm looking for price to get rejected here and continue back down. So that would give us our structure from that level. This guy's in control.
I guess I see the end of 3 being different than you. Like I see 1, 2, 3 down to 3, up to 4, down to 5. There, that being 5. And
yes,
then
so that's the question here. Is this a 3 or is this a 5?
I would say it's a 5, but that's just me.
Okay, so because we have a 1, 2, 3 here and we've dropped, this is more likely a 3 and a 5. And so this move up is just a fake out move to induce the buyers to jump in. So why? Because if they're looking to go down, they induce the buyers here, but they also have induced the sellers, you know, at these points too. So they've taken them all out. They've taken all the sellers out. And so now they're going to come back and take out all the buyers because the whole trajectory is to go to the downside. So it's an inducement to make you jump in thinking that we're going to go long. But the whole ploy is to take you out because, yeah, there are dollars here. So, but then these guys now are all taken out. Anybody who went short is now out of the game. So now there's no one left now except for the buyers. So they're going to come back down and take out the buyers now. So that's the whole ploy of the 1, 2, 3 on the structure to induce you to buy in here. That way you leave your stops below and then they take you out. So this should be a sell here. Let's see what NAS is. NAS should be turning back down here, hopefully. So I'm kind of in a little bit of jeopardy, but I'm looking for them to turn over and continue down here. So I'm not putting the stop in because I'm believing that we're going to turn and come back down. So I'm winning a little early on this one, unfortunately. So I didn't.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot more they're trying to catch here.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I thought we were done at this point here, but they've coming up into this gap. So if I'm correct, we should turn around here on the NAS as well and continue back down. So Bitcoin is looking like we're done now. So this would be a sell on Bitcoin at this point. So let me try a sell on Bitcoin here. Right there, it's a good location in 1, 2, 3. We've dropped down. We've taken out the low. We've come back in. Sweet spot area. We should continue down, take out this low, and continue down now. My stop would be above the high. But you're not safe here still. They can still spike it up one more time, perhaps, to get you. But this looks pretty good.
They're into that gap now.
Yeah. So the gap is what I'm on the order block, and the gap saying should hold us back from going any higher, and we should continue going down at this point. Is what I'm looking at. Okay, so NAS is making a liar out of me. I'm giving back on most of my profits here. So we're going up a little higher than I'm expecting. I'm expecting. So maybe it would have been best to just take the small loss rather than suffer a bigger loss. So I'm still looking for them to turn this around. We don't have an order block like Bitcoin did but we do have this gap. So middle of the gap, maybe we might be done at this point now. So if we get a turn, then I can sell some more to come down and mitigate my loss here. So you can see how you can easily get taken for a ride. Just because I'm expecting it to fall doesn't mean it's going to do it right away. They can go up more to for whatever reason they're going up here. There really isn't anything for them to go up here for. So we should be turning back to the downside here. So if I get a fractal here, I'll sell some more. Hopefully midpoint of this gap is sufficient for them and we can turn back down here. Of course, Peter, I could be totally wrong. And this is like you're saying, like you're seeing that, oh yeah, we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. We could be heading straight up. But again, the 1, 2, 3 top up here is the controller. So the expectation would be that we would roll over and come back down one more time. So that's kind of what I am looking at this point. So this move up is just going to be short-lived. And we continue back down to take out the low down here. That's that.
I guess the end of wave 3 is kind of subjective or hard to read. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's tricky, that's for sure. So we saw that yesterday as well. It was very tricky. So the whole key to it is, you see, if you have a 1, 2, 3 at this point, if we consider this as a 1, 2, 3, then we're going to get a drop. So now, is this a 5 again, or is it a 3 at this point? And this is the question you have to ask. So how can we determine if it's a 5 or a 3? Well, inside of this leg here, this move down, there is a series of waves. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside, then that tells us that this is a 3 and not a 5. So this makes it 1, 2, 3. And then so this move up, we should turn and come back down again to take out the 3. Because inside of this leg, it gave us only 5 waves here. So we're not complete yet. So we should turn around and drop back down. So now I've put myself into some drawdown here, but that's fine. I'm expecting it. I'm confident that it's going to turn and come back down. So that's why I'm not panicking or anything out of the position. So.
We could use a good drop at this point and then.
Yeah, it should start to turn here. That would be best. So Bitcoin is slowly turning to the downside here. So looking for them to drop it. They're taking a while to drop it. So I'm gonna take a partial while I can get it, because I can just. There we go. So that's a nice partial I can take off of Bitcoin and let the rest go. So just wanted to get a little bit of something, even though we haven't moved much. But now I can relax a little bit. So my stop could now be at the highs if I wanted to put it in. And we'd like to see that continue down. So Bitcoin is making the turn. And it's the same pattern as the NAS. So I've got the 1, 2 here, and then this drop. So again, the question you have to ask is this a 3 or a 5? And so inside on this leg, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it tells me that this is a 3. And so this is just a fourth wave move. So my expectation is that we should come down and take out all these guys.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still
I could be wrong. I could be
still
wrong, right? I
playing
mean,
around here.
I could still be wrong, and that's not the case. And they could come here and continue up, because that could be a 1, 2, 3 bottom now. But again, because I have a 1, 2, 3 here that's controlling the move, I would think that I would be correct and we should continue down. But there are no guarantees that I'm correct, right? Okay, so in chatting away there, I missed the opportunity to sell another one, because there was what I was looking for to add to my position on the fractal to come down. So now I have to sit with just what I've got, because I don't want to jump in now, although maybe I could still. So I'm looking for them to turn it down, right? So I've got a gap here. So if I get a retrace back into this gap, which they just did actually, so I just missed it. So that would have been a sell to add to my position, and that would mitigate my loss, and I'd make quicker profits. So I do that quite a lot. I do that often, because if I'm correct in going in the direction, you want to add to your position, to make your profits even more, right? So that would have been a nice sell right here. Addition to my. So we need to take out this low here. And that would give us a nice 1, 2, 3 top to continue down. That would give us a good slingshot move to take us. So I guess we could call our method the slingshot. Okay, it's a slingshot, right? You get that, you pull it back and sling it. I see ICT's got all these terms. He's got the what's he call it? The turtle soup and all this stuff. So there we go. We got the slingshot. The slingshot method.
Slingshot is usually something like you're stretching a rubber band and you release it.
Yeah, so here we have our fulcrum, and then we stretch it back, pull it back, and then let it go, right?
Yeah.
Or arrow.
This is still playing with us.
No, so I'm getting that retrace. So if they come back into this gap, that could give me another sell. Yeah. Another chance to sell some more here. So I'm being very particular here.
We're below the VWAP at this point.
Take this guy off. So I'm being very particular here. I'm looking for them to come back and touch this gap. Will they or will they not? So
they're into a gap right now. I think that might have been my 1 minute gap.
So I'm watching. I'm always on the 10 seconds chart. I'm always looking at the chart on the 10 seconds time frame. So I'm looking for opportunities on the seconds chart to enter. So even though you see me on the minute chart, I'm always on the 1 minute or the 10 seconds chart, 10 or 15 seconds, and I get more precision entries that way. So it's a great way to enter. So I was looking for one more push up into that gap, but they didn't do it. So I'm kind of nickel and diming.
It didn't break the prior resistance.
No, they didn't break those highs there. But yeah, so I was just looking for them to push back in here one more time, but they did not. So. But that's okay. So if they want to come down, fine. If they want to go back up and go into it, great. Then I'll sell some more at that point. But I won't. I mean, I'm nickel and diming. I could just sell some more at this point, and I might as well just do that. Just sell some more right there because they're coming down anyways. So So now I've added to my position. I can mitigate my losses quicker when they come through. So I was looking for them to come into the gap, but they obviously don't want to do it. So, or they might still do it. Who knows? They could spike it up to take these guys out in here. So on the second chart, it's a possibility that they could come back up one more time.
Okay, what's today?
Let's see what Tesla is saying here. So Tesla is also doing a similar thing, Peter. We're kind of in that we've got a 1, 2, 3 up here, and then we drop down. So at this point, again, the question is, where are you, right? Are we going back up now because they got a 1, 2, 3? They've swept this low and get another 1, 2, 3. Are we going all the way back up to take out all these highs, or are they just going to roll it over and come down again? And that's the same type of thing that we're looking at.
They're going to roll it over and take it down.
So you can see from this level.
Very, very close to taking out the resistance.
This is what's in control there. So now we get a drop, and then another drop, and another drop. So they sweep. So at this point, for Tesla, it is possible that this could be a bottom, because inside this leg, we do have 5 waves.
Well, it's taken out the resistance on my tick chart.
So this one's tricky. So we've swept this high. We've got a 1, 2 here.
Taking out the last support.
You can take that high. But will they go up and take this high?
We're well into the gap.
So let's see what George is saying here with the NAS. Okay, so they're going back up again. All right, so we don't want them I don't want to see them taking this high here. So let's see if we just get a wick and continue back down. So this is what I was looking for them to come back into the gap. They didn't look like they were going to do it, but now they've done it. So you never know if they're really totally done completely. It's sometimes very tricky to tell. So I'd like to see them finish here now and drop it down. So we're at 18 minutes after the hour. So I'll go, since it's Friday, I'll go till 8:30 my time here. And then I'm going to head back to sleep. So I'm feeling it. So I'm looking for them to come down. Again, I could sell some more if I wanted. So I can add to my position again. So I'm being confident that we're coming down. So it's just a matter of, am I going to be correct or not, right? So Bitcoin is doing it correctly for me. We're coming down. We're taking out the lows. So everything's looking pretty good for Bitcoin to continue pushing down. We're getting these 1, 2, 3s. I'd like to see them start to really drop it here.
Yeah, we need to get some aggressive drops in the NAS too.
NASDAQ needs to come down. Let's see how S&P is doing. S&P is the same. So we got a nice 1, 2, 3 there now. Need to see them drop this thing down. So this gap is still holding price back. Yeah, we're getting a nice drop. So look at that. It was
the kind of move we're looking for.
Yeah, I got back into positive there for a moment. Let's see if I can continue down.
They're playing.
So I want to see them break this low and this low.
Yeah, they only broke one of the support on my tick chart. They've got 4 more to go before they are really going down.
Okay, Bitcoin's starting to make a nice drop.
There we go. We're broken 2 more, 3 more, 1 more to go.
Yeah, get down below this low here. That would be good. I can take a partial off at that point. So I'll take a big portion off. Just let the rest go. Okay, so very close to that low, so that's good. Now I can feel a lot more comfortable about the trade overall. So
Okay,
take some profits
we've
off.
taken out all of the immediate supports on my tick chart, so we should be back to where our original intention was.
So there's the same on Tesla. So we want to see them break this low on Tesla. So we've got the 5 waves up. This is a sweep. So we've got gaps in here. So we can break this low here and then pull back and then drop. So that would give us our 1, 2, 3 top to continue down. So that would be the perfect setup for Tesla, if we can see that happen. So Bitcoin's going nicely, so I can bring my stop into positive. Up so nicely here. You just want to just take the profit, but because moving your stop down, they can come back and take you out so quickly. It's like no joke. So I've got a gap here. So where is it safe to put your stop, right? There is no really safe spot here because they can come back, spike it up and take you out. But it looks pretty weak. So I'll put my stop just above midpoint of this gap and see if we can continue going down. NASDAQ still hasn't started to drop really, but we've taken out that low. So I'd like to see them continue down.
On the 5-minute Lennox, I'm showing the NAS to be working on wave 5 going down, which should go below the recent low.
Yeah, so there's our 1, 2, 3 top right there. So that's our wave 5 starting now.
Yes.
So they should be coming down easily to take out all these lows.
Yeah, that's the first.
So all I did here was I went in a tad too early, thinking that we were done, and they wanted to go up into the gap up here. So that's why I didn't put a stop in, because I'm confident. I feel confident that we'll turn around and come back down. But I wouldn't say that for you to do that at home. Again, this is just for educational purposes. Anyways, I wouldn't advise anyone to take my trades. It's you do this at your own risk, right? So there's the move. So I'd like to put my stop into positive here, but I'm still a bit too tight to do that. So
yeah, they can still do a lot of damage if they want to.
But there's a gap there. A little bit further drop. So I'd like to see them take out this low down here. That would be really good.
I'm into a new 2-hour candle now and should be heading lower, making newer lows on this 2-hour candle.
So they're coming right back up again. So right back into that gap. So another push off the gap to the downside.
Give me a good push.
Mm-hmm. And Tesla, there goes Tesla. So we didn't even get a retrace here on Tesla. Wow. So not helping you here, looking for them to give you a little bit of a rebound here, but no such thing. You're just going straight down. So there's a lot of weakness in Tesla to take that low out.
Which low?
So that on the 1-minute chart, the current low.
Oh, okay.
I was expecting them to give us a little bit of a pullback here, but they don't do that at all. So it's just straight down to take out the low. So there's the structure, 1, 2, and then this is 3. So inside of that, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although it's very exaggerated, the first leg is very large. So it's a very exaggerated move, but I would still consider this the fourth wave. And so they go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to induce the buyers. So all the buyers jump in thinking that this is a move to the upside, like you thought there, Peter. That's how you get trapped. If you don't see this, then yes, you're gonna be induced to go long. It's a perfect ploy.
Yeah, I see that.
And they do it all the time, and that's the thing. And for you to see it, it's tough sometimes.
So we have a 1, 2, 3 top on the 5-minute Tesla.
Yeah, so we were looking at it on a 1 minute. So on the 5-minute time frame, that whole thing is a 1, 2, 3 top. So that whole move down consists of 5 waves, and that gives us our 1, 2, 3 top. And now we should be heading down to take out this low.
Well, in the 5-minute, we're still in the order block.
And this doesn't mean that we're right still, Peter. That we could be wrong. They take out this low, yes. For all intents and purposes, they could go back up and still take out this high if they, we could be wrong that we're coming down, but that would be the expectation, right? It's just an expectation. It's not that I'm totally right and this is going to be, it's not like that. I'm expecting them to do this, but I could
is
be
my
incorrect.
middle name. Careful is my middle name. Careful is my middle name.
You have to be, and that's just the way it is. So I think I just got stopped out of my Bitcoin, which is fine. I made some nice profits. Yeah, so they did come back up. I had my stop in the middle of the gap. See that? And they just wicked it, took me out. So that's how they roll. They can come back. It really is no safe spot per se, but I could have kept my stop above the gap, and that would have been fine. See that just above, but I decided to go inside above the midpoint of the gap because I didn't think that they would even come back up there, but they did. So I can always jump back in. So it's all good. I've made some nice profits to this level. I can still jump back in to go down. So if I look at my profits, that's still $2,300 there on Bitcoin. So it's still a nice profit. So I'll take that. So far so good this morning. Every trade's been a winner. So that's great. Made some nice profits. And I'm still in NAS. And you see they've come back up into the gap.
Above the order block on the 5-minute chart.
So for a stop loss here for NAS, I could have my stop above the middle candle of this gap. And that might be safe, but there is no safe. So they did the same thing as Bitcoin. They came back into the gap, right up to the top of the gap with the wick. So if you had your stop inside the gap, you lose. You get stopped out. So let's see if they can continue down. Bitcoin, I could have jumped back into Bitcoin. I'm chatting away here, so I'm missing it, but that's okay. That's the beauty of the game is that there are always opportunities. The 1, 2, 3s are everywhere on the charts, but the key is to find the correct ones to play. Because as we're speaking right now, there's a 1, 2, 3 this way. So is it going to go this way? Not likely, right? Because we have a 1, 2, 3 here. That's the one that's controlling the move. So we don't want to be looking for 1, 2, 3 to go up. We want to continue to the downside. So this is the difference between a good 1, 2, 3 and a bad 1, 2, 3. But they're always occurring. So, we had 1, 2, 3 here, a 1, 2, 3 here, a 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here. You know, are these good 1, 2, 3s to play? Certainly, you could jump in, and you know, you could make a little bit of profit. But if you know where you are, you don't really want to do that. You can, but you take a risk because you can get taken out real quick. So the best play is to wait patiently for the better 1, 2, 3 at the ends of the structure. So our structure, this is the best place to enter. Here, 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 and here are the best places to enter in our structure. So yes, we can enter here, down here, to go up, but it's risky to enter here. This is like here. So it's risky because it's very choppy in here, and you can get taken out easily. So if I'm making any sense to anyone out there, this is a totally different way of looking at the charts than ICT ways. I still use ICT methods in the sense that I'm looking at the gaps and so forth, but I don't really need the gaps at all. It's just a 1, 2, 3, and it's just coming back 50 to 62%. So I got a 1, I got a 2, I got a 3, I come back up 50 to 62%, and that's all I'm looking at. I don't need anything else. I don't need order blocks, breaker blocks, mitigation blocks, consequent encroachment. I don't need any of that stuff. It's not necessary. It's just overcomplicating what is a very simple 1, 2, 3 concept. There are a number of ways to enter the 1, 2, 3. The best way is to enter it down here in the number 3 point. Some people wait for a break of the number 2 point, so a closure below the number 2 point. So if we waited for a closure below the number 2 point, this would be the candle right here that you would enter on. The only drawback to doing that is, yes, you can enter at that point, certainly, but now where do you put your stop? So if you're going to put your stop here, then it's very prohibitive. So you have to have your risk set, your lot size lowered, you know, in order to enter down here. So I don't like that entry. And the reason I don't like that entry especially is because if you enter at this point, then they can pull back into this area and take you out. If you decide to hide your stop in here somewhere, you know, they can pull back into there and take you out again. So they're making a double 1, 2, 3, as it were, and then we continue down. So the best entry for me is in the 50 to 62% area on a fractal, and then catch the move. On that note, I'm going to call it a day and a Friday.
Have a good weekend.
All right. So thanks everybody for dropping in, and appreciate it. For those on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe to our channel. Have a great, strong end, everybody.
Thanks.
Have a good
Armin was
weekend,
here.
everyone.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I did put him on later. Okay. Have a great, strong end, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Lennox.
All right, Peter. We'll
Good
talk.
analysis. Good analysis as usual.
Thank you. Take care.